Hello again. We are talking again about the complete control that Satan has over humanity by controlling the flow of money and the quantity of money in circulation. And he is the one that seeks nothing but your complete misery and your degradation in order to prove a point. All to prove that he is better. To him, that his ego is so big that is his ultimate goal. Money doesn't mean anything to him. He lives for one thing: to destroy you, to destroy me, to destroy all of us in every way possible. And he had the chance and the time to perfect these ways of torture to unimaginable measures. Imagine what you could learn if you were already intelligent and then you lived for thousands upon thousands of years. And especially if the one you are killing and torturing on a daily basis is not even aware of what you're doing to him. That's the power that Satan has. But I guarantee you we could defeat that power. We could go up against him if you join the upper movement. And if everybody starts to implement building a system within a system until one system takes over and fixes all the problems that we have. The one who controls the money controls the destiny. And Satan has firm control of the money. It is concentrated at the very top, where he grabs it with a single hand. He causes depressions, he causes starvation, poverty, he causes all that because he lives to watch humans suffer, plain and simple. That is what excites him, human misery, because he is trying to prove a point that he is better than us, smarter than us, can outwit us at every turn. This is what he does. And we have been completely unaware of the unimaginable torture that he's been putting us under. And yet, we're all just standing there, not doing anything to help. Enough is enough. Until when are we letting this entity control our destinies? And you know where he wants us to go. Are we going to follow him blindly into the gates of hell? Or are we going to do the right thing by outwitting him, proving to him that we are better than him, and flipping the system on its head? Just do exactly what we need to do in order to create a system from within the system and that is the upper movement. If the people owned their own businesses or properties, if we all owned it, but at the same time nobody owned it, you understand the wealth, it's a new concept of wealth. The wealth does not rest with a single entity, but it is circulated. I hope you understand that. Again, we are not trying to do anything illegal or anything unethical or anything like that. What we need to do is simply work within the confines of the system, the confines that Satan has laid up on top of us, the ones that we cannot bypass because of the laws and regulations that he put down. Because he writes the laws, he writes pretty much everything. He controls. He who controls the money controls the destiny. So we work within the confines of the system, joining the upper movement, contributing, building companies, and then people everywhere will charter companies that belong to nobody. The detailed plan are available and will be available in the future. But these are entities, these are companies, like a corporation that is not owned by any person or entity. It is owned by everybody. And whenever you buy something from that entity and that entity grows, more entities are created. More different companies are created until all the companies everywhere belong to all the people. And of course, we're not talking about socialism or communism or anything like that. Here, the people could own more or less, but the bank belongs to the people too. So people might be working in different places and making more money, and there'll be fluctuations in the wealth between the different people. So it's not all everybody makes the same thing. No, depending on how hard you work and all that. But there will be systems in place to also intricate systems, just like the ones that Satan has designed over us right now. Intricate system to protect the system from corruption and to spread the wealth all over the place to where everybody will have wealth. And this is exactly what will happen if we follow this system right here. People should be afforded the opportunities to do the things that they are capable of doing. And if the people who control the wealth and control all the money are controlled by Satan, and Satan does not want anything but our complete and utter humiliation and degradation and humility, then if we were in such a society where the access to money was available, the access to jobs, the access to education, free education, all this is possible if the money was not concentrated in the hands of the few who are in the hands of Satan, who designed that system, had perfected that system over thousands of years. So there's no escape in that system in any way except by following the criteria laid down here, because you have to, the system that we have right now is, if you don't realize it by now, completely unsustainable. Everything that the government makes pays an interest, so there's no way to pay off a debt if you're only paying the interest. And in order for them to pay more, in order to get rid of the national debt, they would have to tax more, cause more suffering, and all that money, of course, is controlled firmly by the ones who made it. The ones who made it are, of course, Satan and the ones who work for him. All the big banks. Banks have no business I don't know if you are aware of how they make money. They just make money out of thin air, everywhere. These people who are controlled by Satan. Satan had perfected the system in order for him to always have the ability to manipulate the situation and the degradation of the human family as much as possible. I'm telling you, he had thousands and thousands and thousands of years of experience in the human torture arena. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. I don't want to go right now into such a deep discussion about every tiny thing that he is doing to you, and honestly he does not even bother with the tiny. He always focuses on such intricate systems of utter humiliation and degradation to his enemies. And if his enemies are not even aware of his existence, the more the better. With a single button he causes wars, and he causes starvation, and he causes all kinds of things. 95% of the bad things that are happening because of him and his influence on us, and the depression of the people. When people are completely and utterly hopeless, no job, nothing to do, there's no way to get out, suffocation, what do you expect the people to do? And this is the situation that he leaves humanity in. And sadly, people have not been aware of the manipulation that is taking place around them. And if it wasn't for the grace and protection of God, we would be in a much worse situation right now. But we still have to defend ourselves. You know, we can't always cower. I mean, a bully that is not stood up to will continue to come after you, and this bully has been coming after us for thousands of years and thousands of years without our ability to ever face him. Well, the time has come, and I'm ready to stand against this tyrant and fight him alongside with all of you. But if we remain divided, then we have absolutely no hope in defeating somebody who has taken all of us as enemies and ultimate enemies. And that's why he designed such intricate systems, like the system that we have, to where all the money is siphoned from the poor and to the rich, and he releases the money and squeezes it, releases it and squeezes it, in order to cause as much suffering as possible. Enough is enough. What are we going to do in order to stop this entity from causing all the suffering upon of humanity? There is only one thing to do. You have to join in the effort in order to spread the word about this movement. You have to retweet the tweets. You have to email all your friends and tell them about these videos. You have to contribute as much as possible. You have to organize. You have to stand up to the evilness that is Satan, and the evilness of Satan's system that is bogging us down to a stage to where we could hardly breathe. They put us in a box that you could barely squeeze yourself in, and expect you to perform miraculous wonders of producing money out of thin air like they do. And frankly, we are not able to do that. What we are able to do with the collective mind and the collective human spirit and the great awakening that is taking place right now, what we can do is come together and join hands and help each other, because if we do not stand together right now, we would die nonetheless. We would die, but we would die alone, each one free to his own ways and means. Let us join together. Let us help each other. Join, subscribe, retweet, do everything you could possibly do in order to spread this message. Thank you.